Gator Dave. How you doing, sir?
I am well, Mike. How are you after a nice Christmas, sir?
Very well, sir. Thank you for asking. It was quite the good Christmas, so cannot complain. Um, we're having a good bowl season as well. Our first week officially ended last week, so we can throw up the recap for that one. Our other week is still cooking along. We have a couple games still to go tonight, and then we'll be able to throw up that recap next week. But the first week, nice 4-2 for both of us there, Dave. Not a bad start, and this past week, pretty good start as well. So we'll see how
Yeah.
it finishes, but not a bad bowl season so far, sir. Not a bad bowl
Yeah,
season.
it's really nice. The last year scared me away, but this year we're on a bit of a roll. That thing's up to 11-4 and 10-5. Not too bad up to this point. So
Yeah,
very excited with another game left tonight. Man, we could be killing it. So look forward to the coming games. We want to welcome everyone. Merry Christmas. Hopefully everyone had some good time. We apologize for not getting on Monday night, but it was just too much Christmas going on. So a lot happening. Obviously, we're about in bowl week 3, I guess, when you talk about our show. Bets Utopia, number one location for all things sports betting. Please subscribe, like, follow, click it, ticket. We want to see you on here. So, next show after tonight, probably our last show, Mike, is next Monday. We're looking, that's December 30th, probably around 9:15 or so. Somewhere between that 9:15, 9:30 time is what we're going to be shooting for next Monday night. The cool thing is bowl games are getting a little bit more exciting. Some of the games I watched, it was like, oh my, they're really bad. It was somewhat quite ugly. Some of the teams that we were seeing out there. So now we're getting a little bit higher caliber games coming on. So we shall see how the coming week goes. You
absolutely.
want to?
Absolutely. Speaking of Gator Dave, nice transition here. Let's go ahead and start with this first game of the week. First game tomorrow, Friday the 27th, 12 p.m. kickoff. We got Oklahoma taking on Navy. Gator Dave, who you got?
So the mighty Oklahoma Sooners are only 6-6 this year, squeaked into a bowl. Navy's 9-3, so they had a decent year. We know the troubles the Sooners had losing to many of the teams in the SEC. Their big win was though beating Bama 24-3, so that was pretty cool for them. When we look at against the spread, Sooners 6-6, Navy 8-4. Um, Oklahoma will be playing Hawkins at quarterback. That's the guy that they've been drifting in as of late. He's uh he's done decent, a little bit of a running threat. Their running back Barnes is out, so they're going to have some problems there. Their biggest problems, Mike, when we look at the portal for Oklahoma, um, they've got 6 wide receivers that have jumped in the portal. They're number one, they're number two, they're number four, and assorted others. Not to mention another 9 players. So they've got a total of 15 players in the portal. Uh, their almost entire receiving core, starting running back is out injured. Could be a bit of an issue. When we look at these two teams, um, offense for Oklahoma, 95th, and that's with all those players playing. So I see it being a bit of an issue for Oklahoma to score in this particular game. They're going to have to depend on the run, of which, like I said, they're down to second and third string running backs in this particular game. We know Navy's got a decent squad this year. It is Navy. It is Oklahoma, a little bit better talent there, but I think Oklahoma is going to score a few points. Navy's going to score a few points because Oklahoma does have a decent defense, but I think this one's going to be a paint dry game, Mike. I'm going to take the under 46.5, Mike. I think it's going to be low scoring. What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta tend to agree with you. I'm gonna take that under 43 and a half, or 46 and a half rather. But yeah, it's something that I can't go against Oklahoma. I can't go against Oklahoma. Shout out to the girlfriend's Padre. He's a Sooner fan. Um, I like the quarterback that they have in there right now. Who
Yeah.
Jackson Arnold transferred out. He went to Auburn, so the backup is officially the guy for this bowl game. Um, they obviously got the transfer coming in from Washington State going into next year, John Mateer. But I wouldn't put it past this guy, this backup, to either make some moves for that starting role, or he might transfer out as well. He's got skills, so this game could be kind of a propeller for that if he were to have a stellar performance. You look on the flip side of Navy, they got Horvath, who led them to a dominant performance against Army. Um, I'm banking on Navy in this one, unfortunately. That's why I can't go against the Sooners. Something about these military academies, when they get into bowl games, they know it's their last game. They're trying to go out on a win for the seniors that are there. They're not, most of them are not going to be able to play football again moving forward. So, this game means a little bit more to them than some of these other guys potentially looking at the transfer portal or a new stop. What say you? So I'm with you, Dave. Give me the under here in this one.
All right, we're there. Shout out to
We're
Public
there.
House is in the house. So next
Shout
game,
out
Mike.
to Public House. Thank you for joining us. Oh, check this one out, Dave. Oh, where'd
Ah,
that come from?
I
Oh,
like that. I like that,
does that
man.
look familiar? Familiar?
It does. It looks awesome. I like
All
it.
right, we got
Oh,
we're heading to the little ACC SEC showdown, just like our
flashy.
show here, Dave. We got and it's on. Look at that, even on that side of the screen. See, I did. Whoa, whoa, whoa! All right, we got Georgia Tech taking on Vanderbilt here in this one. Georgia Tech's a 2.5 point favorite. Over under sitting at 51.5. Diego Pavia, big news. He's eligible for another year. Sued the NCAA and won. Was able to get eligibility for not just him, but all JUCO athletes, to where any time spent at a junior college does not count against your eligibility playing at the D1 level. Massive, massive, massive. It's going to absolutely change a lot of the landscape too. You're going to see a lot of these high school kids no longer being able to go to some of these D1 programs off rip because they've had to cut about 40 to 45 roster spots because of all these NIL deals. This is going to open a huge opportunity to high school seniors that weren't recruited heavily, weren't given a scholarship. They can go to JUCO, play a year or two, develop, get some tape, not going to count against their eligibility, and they'll be able to transfer, have a full 4 years remaining. Huge, huge update there. But it's all about Tech here. It's all about Tech here. Jamal Haynes King, Brett Fry. Georgia Tech has something going now. They are building. They've had some good transfers coming in. They're starting to believe in this program. They're starting to believe in what they can do. Same goes for Vandy. Obviously, they beat Alabama earlier this season, but I think Georgia Tech wants this one more. However, I can't really pick a side here, so I'm going to go the under 51.5. I can't trust either one of these teams. I don't know what I'm going to get. Same sort of thing. There's going to be a trend here tonight with my picks here, folks.
With our picks.
It's not, there's no real clear cut in a lot of these. There's some that I like way more than others, as you will see, but there's a lot that I'm kind of just suspecting a snore fest, a shit show, sloppy football. For that reason, give me the under 51.5. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, my friend. So, however, this is one that intrigues me. I am going to go the under with you on this one, Mike, but I'm kind of excited to see this game. These are two teams that are very similar. We're going to see the running quarterbacks. We're going to see grinding out there. I mean, these teams just are very, very similar. We've got coaches that have come back to the programs that they played at, and they're only like in their second year. So there's just a lot going on that are same in these situations. with Tech at 7-5 in the ACC and Vandy at 6-6 in the SEC. Pretty very similar to records in those situations. They both upset very good teams during the season. They're very similar against the spread. I mean, I couldn't pick a team either. When we look at portal though, Tech lost 6. The key for Tech is they lost their number 1 receiver in Singleton. And they lost their number 2 edge guy. Vandy had a couple of losses of no names, but it's going to be a slow shootout. Let's put it this way, and a very fun game, I think, to watch. Both teams do real good job on defense, limiting those explosive plays. So thus that pick of going under in this particular situation. But I think it's a very intriguing game. Should be interesting to watch. And that's Friday night or Friday tomorrow at 3:30 in the Birmingham Bowl. So give me the under as well here, Mike.
I love it. I love it. All right, moving on. We got the Texas Tech Arkansas game. Arkansas is favored by -1.5. Over under sitting at 51.5 in this one. Believe it or not, I'm going to go with the under again here, Dave. A lot of coordinator moves already here for Texas Tech. Lost their DC, lost their OC. A lot of changes going on. They had some guys hit the portal. They've had a lot of guys coming in. A lot of big names. Texas Tech is actually one of the teams that I am expecting to make a big jump next year, and I expect us to talk about them quite a bit in the 2025 season. In this one, though, I'm not too sure. A lot of changes in leadership. Usually that kind of affects them, especially with time off like this. I'm going to go with the under 51.5 here. Again, just don't really know what to expect from these two teams. So I'm just expecting not too much. Dave, what do you got?
So I'm not going to go the under here, Mike. I'm going to look at this a little bit differently. Tech comes in 8-4, Arkansas 6-6 in the SEC. Tech's won 3 of 5. Razorbacks have lost 3 of 5. Both teams about similar against the spread, 7-4-1 for Texas Tech and 7-5 for Arkansas. Quarterback for Texas Tech, Morton, out due to shoulder surgery. And there is an outstanding chance our friend Mr. Brooks is not going to play in this game. So I am betting on that. Arkansas have their quarterback in Green, who did a respectable job, 61%, 2,800 yards. They're going to have their running back Jackson in there. They haven't lost a whole heck of a lot in the portal. They lost a tight end and a wide receiver. They lost their backup quarterback, so Green can't go down. But I think having that QB1 in place and stable, and the loss of the coaches at Texas Tech, and that quarterback for Texas Tech, true freshman. So coming into an SEC team that will have a big home crowd in the Liberty Bowl, because that's only a spit away from that one's in Memphis, spit away from Fayetteville, and a lot of Hog fans in Memphis too. So I'm going to take the Hogs in the money line here, Mike.
I like it. I like it, Dave. All right, moving on. We got a ranked team, believe it or not, in one of these bowl games. We got Syracuse taking on the Washington State Cougars. We mentioned already John Mateer transferred from Washington State, which is why you see this line where it is at -16.5. Total sitting at 59.5 in this one. Dave, it's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points, but I think this is a mismatch. I obviously be more competitive with Mateer, but Mateer is the Washington State offense, and they've also lost their number 1 offensive tackle as well. Syracuse has played pretty damn good. They won 4 or 5 games. During that stretch, they only lost to BC. They beat Miami. They beat Cal. They beat Virginia Tech. And Kyle McCord's looked damn good. Running back Allen, 900 yards. That offense is ranked 32nd in the nation. It's pretty serious. The quarterback for Wazoo is, let's see, he's thrown 7 passes for 61 yards. And not to mention Mateer not being there. Their number 1 running back, Pulaski, in the portal. Number 2 wide receiver in the portal. I think they're going to have a trouble scoring here, Mike, and I think Syracuse is going to just flat walk all over them. So give me I'm going to take Syracuse here in those 16.5 points, Mike.
All right. Shout out to Evelyn in the chat. Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope your Christmas was merry. Believe it or not, Dave, I'm going to continue the trend here. I'm going to go the under yet again. 59.5. It's too many points for me. If John Mateer was there, I'd probably look at the over in this one. Without him, I think Syracuse will probably put up 30 easily on their own. I don't know if Washington State is going to be able to hit 20. Go ahead and give me the under in this one.
I think it's a great call. I like it a lot. So,
all right. Thank you, sir.
Next game.
All right, moving on. This is a good one. We got a good one here.
Yeah, it is. Should be a competitive one. Texas A&M favored by 3.5 over USC, and 52.5 is the over-under. Again, another game tomorrow night. This is a late one. It's going to be a tough one here, Mike. 10:30 Eastern time start. Ow. In the SRS distribution Las Vegas Bowl. It is pretty late. I don't know if I'll make it, but I'll try. So Texas A&M comes in at 8-4, USC at 6-6. Aggies have lost 3 of 5 games to Texas, Auburn, and South Carolina. USC has won 3 of 5. They have beaten the mighty UCLA Bruins, Nebraska Cornhuskers, and Rutgers. When you look at the against the spread here, Texas A&M is crap. They're 3-9 against the spread. USC 7-5. Aggies come in with quarterback Reed as they've let loose the other kid, Wegman, who was starting before. Reed's done a respectable job, 61%, 1,500 yards. Running back Moss does a good job as well, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. So USC is going to be starting Mieva, the transfer from UNLV. He's 61%, 900 yards. And they're going to have running back Marks in there. So that's going to help tremendously. Now, they are going to have they've got, let's see, what's the number? 12 in the portal. They've got their number 2 quarterback, their number 3 quarterback, their number 2 running back, the number 2 and the number 5 wide receiver. So, Mike, I think that offense is going to be quite limited, which is going to swing me. 19 players that they've lost between portal and not playing in the game. I'm sorry, I had that number wrong. But with all those players out, especially on their, quote, great offense, I just think they're going to have trouble scoring against Texas A&M. And Texas A&M is going to have enough to make it happen. And 3.5 points is nothing in this one. So give me the Aggies in 3.5 here, Mike.
I'm with you. Give me the Aggies minus the 3.5. I think they get the cover. I think they get it easily. I'm going coaching in this one, Dave. I'm going coaching. And you mentioned it, a lot of players in those portals. I trust in A&M a little bit more, so I'm with you here. All right, next game we got UConn taking on North Carolina. This is not a basketball showdown, believe it or not. This is football we're talking here. And I would like to mention, Gator Dave, I want to give UConn their flowers, okay? 8-4 this season for UConn. They haven't had a winning season in God knows how long. This program is used to winning. If they have 4 games on the year, it's considered a success. Shout out to UConn. have gotten no love from the media whatsoever. They've gone under the radar, but they were very close to a 10-win season this year. Again, I could definitely see the under in this one, but we've talked 5 games and I've picked the under in 4 of them. So I cannot do it again, Dave. I am going to go UConn plus the 3 points. I think they want this one more. They have an opportunity to get a bowl win. They have an opportunity to get a ring. They have an opportunity to do something that UConn teams do not do often. I think they get it done. North Carolina on the flip side, you got Bill Belichick. He was hired as the head coach. Mac Brown is out. The biggest thing for them, though, is they lost their running back. Their running back is no longer there. He is not playing in this game. And he is pretty much their entire offense. So I think North Carolina is going to have a hard time to score points, which is why I lean the under. But again, gotta stay away from it. I've had enough of them. So give me UConn plus 3. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, so we got our old buddy Jim Moore's had a good year. You know, he's been around.
Jim Mora, the old Falcons head coach there. Jim
yes,
Mora.
Sir. He was here in town, but he's done a good job with the team. He's actually, the last couple of years, steady incline of wins in that particular on that particular team. So they've done a pretty good job. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. UNC's lost their last 2 games to North Carolina State and Boston College. UNC's 2-9-1 against the spread, not too hot. We look at the portal on this one. UConn's they've got their backup running back, and North Carolina's got 5 in the portal, backup quarterback, 2 O-linemen, the number 3 tackler, and as you said, Hampton's not going to play, so he's not in the portal. He's foregoing, so he goes to the NFL.
Yep.
So, we've got Freddie Kitchens, interim head coach for North Carolina. So we're interim there, and we're in a lot of transition and all this kind of stuff. It's just kind of yucky. So it's just real yucky here, Mike. And since you didn't take the under, and it's gonna be yucky, Mike, I'm gonna take the under in this one here, Mike. Give me under 52.
You're a smart man, Dave.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it.
Smart man. All right, moving on. We got Boston College taking on Nebraska in this one. A lot of moving parts for Boston College, a lot of transfers, a lot of guys moving in and out. Obviously, the quarterback, he transferred to Florida State, Thomas Castellanos. So he'll be the Florida State quarterback next year. Yeah, little guy, little Kyler Murray lookalike, mini-me. That'll be an interesting matchup next year for sure for my Hurricanes and your Gators. But this year, the quarterback that they benched him for, he's playing okay. He's not having too bad of a season. I kind of see why Bill O'Brien made the change. I tried to fade him a little bit earlier in the season after he did make that change, and he made me pay for it. So what I'm not going to do is make that mistake again, right, Dave? Wrong, Dave. Wrong. We're going to
Make it again.
Nebraska,
Make it again.
Nebraska minus 3.5. The biggest thing for me is the crowd, okay? The Boston College fans are not going to travel for this game, all right? Even though it's in New York, don't.
Yankee Stadium, baby.
They're not showing up for this. Nebraska is going to fill that stadium. It is going to be a sea of red. They are hyped behind their team. They are excited. The quarterback, Raiola, Nebraska legacy, spurned the Georgia Bulldogs when he flipped his commitment to Nebraska. He's coming back next year. He already announced it. There was a lot of rumors that maybe he was going to leave and transfer out, maybe to Georgia. He's coming back to Nebraska next year. He's playing in the bowl game. I think Nebraska gets it done. I like them in this game a lot. Dave, what say you, sir?
Right. This one is a true, fantastic, number 1, head-to-head, hammer down. So, because I'm going Boston College all the way, sir. And here is why. So BC 7-5, Nebraska 6-6. We dig down into the numbers. Like you said, Mr. James has done a quite respectable job for Boston College. I love the coach. I mean, these two guys, these are the ex-NFL guys, right? Just now, that one just came
Yep.
to me, Mike. Aren't you? You like that? So the ex-NFL guys 2 years ago in the NFL, now they're here in college going head-to-head. So the good thing about Boston College, they got that quarterback that's been the quarterback for the last 4 or 5 games. Running back, he's there. 725 yards, 4.4, 10 TDs. Here is the big issue for Mr. Raiola. Number 1 running back, portal. Number 2 running back, portal. Number 2 sack guy, portal. Number 4
Because they have a
tackler.
lot coming in.
Number
They got a lot
2.
coming in.
Well, they can bring it all in, but they're not coming in for this
They're
game there,
scared.
Miguel.
They don't want to compete. They don't want to compete. We don't want people around that don't want to compete. Let them hit the portal. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Let them go.
Next man up.
Let
Next
them
man
go.
up.
So they're missing key contributors, 2 edge rushers, linebackers. It's a shit show for Nebraska, Mike. This one is not even going to be close. This one is, and it's plus, Mike. I'm getting points here. Boston College plus 3.5. Gator Dave locked to win it outright. Boom.
Wow. All right. With some emphasis. I love it. All right, moving on. We got Louisiana taking on TCU in this one. TCU's favored by 12. Over under sitting at 58.5. Playing in Albuquerque. Dave, what do you got? A lot of points again. A lot of points, Dave.
It's 12. It's 12 points, Mike. It's
A lot of points.
12 points. Louisiana, they were 10-3 this year. Okay. They won 3 of 5. TCU won 4 of 5 in Big Boy League. So Chandler Fields, starting quarterback in the championship game for Raging Cajuns, he was 4 of 8 for 104 yards. On the year, 72%, 897 yards. So that's because he's the backup, and that's who their quarterback's going to be. TCU's got Hoover, 63%, 36.97. Running back Cook and Williams, 400 to 500 yards each, killing it. Louisiana in the portal, number 1 tight end, and their number 2 wide receiver are in the portal. TCU has no one in the portal. TCU scored 30 points in 9 of its 12 games. I don't think Louisiana's got the depth to stay with TCU. They're on a big roll right now. They've had some really good games as of late. Mike, Horned Frogs, blowout, another Gator Dave lock. I'll take them winning by 14 at least. Boom. What's
14 at least? No. Absolutely not. Give me the fighting, raging Cajuns. Too many points. They are going to do just that, Dave. They are going to fight, and they're going to rage, and they are going to be Cajun in this one, Dave. They're going to turn it up on the Horned Frogs. Give me the Cajuns plus 12. TCU's going to look past them. Can't make that mistake. All right.
To where? The offseason.
Exactly. Look past them. They're gonna think it's a cakewalk. Moving on to the best game of this show and this week. All right, this one's Saturday, 3:30. Make sure to mark your calendars here, folks. We got Miami taking on Iowa State in Orlando in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's Camping World Stadium. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite. Over/under is 55.5. Cam Ward is going to play, which is why we are a favorite. Otherwise, I don't think maybe we would be in this one. We've lost some backups to the transfer portal. Shouldn't be too big of a hit for us in this one. We did lose our number 2 wide receiver, Isaiah Horton. And we did lose some up-and-coming pieces that they need playing time. So that's why they left. Our defense is suspect. There's nothing that's changed there. And the bad thing for this Miami defense is they're going against an Iowa State offense with 2, not 1, but 2 1,000-yard wide receivers on the season. That's a problem for this Miami secondary, who I've seen get torched every single week, worse and worse as the season has gone on. Because of that, I cannot take the Hurricanes in this one. I can't trust it. I will be rooting for them, absolutely, but in terms of betting with my mind and my brain and my wallet, I'm going to take the over. Miami has had overs all year long because of that defense, because of the offense averaging 40 points a game, number 1 offense in the country. Over 55.5, I think, is a cakewalk. It might even get there in the first half. So give me over 55.5 for my Miami Mike lock of the week. Here, Gator Dave, what do you got?
Mike, we're gonna have to agree again, sir. I'm all over all the things that you talked about there. I mean, the way I see this game, as we talked about before, is that Miami's going to come out, score. Iowa State's going to try to keep playing catch up and try to score. And we know Miami's defense is tough, but their offense is awesome. So I kind of look at as a race with the Miami offense, out ahead of their defense, just to try to keep them ahead, thus, breaking that 55.5 mark, which I think is going to be done relatively quick as well. I mean, these quarterbacks come in. The Iowa State quarterback, 3,235 yards, 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. The Canes, with Ward, 4,123 yards, 36 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. They both got running backs. I mean, this thing's just going to be a slugfest. We look at the defenses. I mean, the Canes are ranked 61st. Iowa State's 33rd. I mean, it's going to be points all day long. So it should be a pretty exciting game. Look forward to the game. A 2:20 p.m. start for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Mike, give me the over as well here, sir.
3:30 p.m. is the start, Dave.
3:30. All right.
Yeah. So 2:20 maybe Central Time here is what you.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Gator Dave's going on vacation. He just wasn't telling anybody.
It won't be too much longer.
We got Miami of Ohio taking on Colorado State in this one. This one's going to be a stinker. Yep, Gator Dave got it right there. It's in Tucson, Arizona. I do not expect a packed house in this one, Dave.
No.
A lot of guys hurt. A lot of guys have hit the portal. A lot of inconsistency from these teams for both of them. They're both 8-win teams somehow on this year. Yeah. Miami of Ohio got absolutely embarrassed in their championship game by Ohio. I cannot back them. Cannot do it. But what I can't do is back this Colorado State team either. I'm going to go the over. Over 40.5 points here, Dave. Okay. I think the offenses will find some success. I think these defenses will struggle. I do actually lean towards Miami of Ohio to find a way to get it done. I think their defense is a little bit better than Colorado State's. And I can't really trust Colorado State's offense. Having said that, I am going to take the over. It's a low number.
It is low.
I'm hoping for like a backdoor 24-20 type of thing. 23-20. Yeah. 21-20, something along those lines. So, Dave, what do you have here?
I am not taking the over, Mike. So
Mm.
looking at
Mm.
this one here, Mike. Miami offensive ranking out of 133 teams, it is 107. The Rams of Colorado State, not much better at number 90. So we got a couple of dog shit offenses here, for sure. Couple that with Miami has their number one, number two wide receiver in the portal. I just can't imagine any team being able to. How's he going to throw without number one, number two? I know most offenses, except some of the top 10,
It's gonna have
maybe.
to go to some other kid that earned a scholarship on that team.
Yeah. If you can imagine, can you imagine though? I've watched these games, these group of 5 games, and they're not that good. They drop passes.
No
The
shit.
quarterbacks throw over. It's just shit. So if you can imagine Iron Hands,
Take of the
right,
year.
worse than Georgia, it's going to be a rough game. It's going to be a rough game. And that 40, it's going to be between 40 and 42. But Mike, give me the under in this one, Mike. I'm going to go for it and say under 40 and a half, just
All
for the
right.
heck of it. So
Nice little head-to-head there. I love it.
This is not a watchable game. This is not even in the 4
absolutely
box.
not.
Not even
Absolutely
in the quad
not.
box. Not even.
Yeah, that's one of those you're getting the notifications on your phone on that one.
Absolutely.
Sure. All right, moving on here. The in-state rivalry here, Gator Day, for this bowl game. That's pretty cool. Don't see it too often. They're playing in Navy's stadium up in Annapolis in the old Military Bowl, I believe. We got East Carolina taking on North Carolina State. North Carolina State's favored by 6. Total sitting at 58.5. I will say two things. First, Concepcion, the wide receiver, stellar wide receiver for NC State, he's gone. So you don't have him here. But who you do have for NC State is their quarterback, CJ Bailey. And that dude is a stud. Freshman, came in this year after Grayson McCall got hurt, stepped right in, was able to lead this team to bowl eligibility. It's been a rough year for the Wolfpack all year long. I like his ability a lot. I think he's going to have them competing in this one. The downside for North Carolina State, from what I saw, it did not look like East Carolina has had a lot of transfers. They got most of their team coming back for this one, and East Carolina was an 8-win team this year, or a 7-win team this year. So they know how to win. They found a way to win. They've got some one-possession games that they were able to win late. They had some comebacks. So this team is not going to quit. One thing about these group of 5 teams, when Power 4 teams play these group of 5s, it's sort of a win-win scenario for teams like East Carolina in this situation. You win, you beat in-state rival NC State, you won a bowl game, you did what not many teams have been able to do at that program. NC State, on the flip side, this is a lose-lose situation. You win, you were supposed to win this game. This is little brother East Carolina. Of course you're supposed to win this game. It's been a rough year. You're only 6-6. You need this win to put yourself over 500. Of course you should. It has trap written all over it, just like you just made that gesture to choke written all over it. For that reason, I cannot back the Wolfpack in this one, but I'm not going to trust East Carolina either. One of the best logos in sports also, by the way. Give me the over 58.5. Shout out to Evelyn in the chat. We've switched roles, Evelyn. We've switched roles. I went with the unders at the beginning of the show, did some teams, did some spreads. Now I'm hitting the overs. We're all over the place this week. It's beautiful. This is what this season encompassed right here in this week. It's beautiful stuff. Dave, what do you got?
It is that. Speaking of beautiful, East Carolina State University, the Mighty Pirates, the school of my God rest her soul, wonderful, beautiful mother, graduated from East Carolina University. So that's
Very
just
nice.
a little shout out to mom up there. So, and they do have a badass logo. All right. So I'm kind of with you on this one, Mike. So um I you know, I think we got two decent quarterbacks in this game. We've got running backs. We got a lot of we got some pretty good offense. 33rd ranked for East Carolina, 58 for the Wolfpack, and the defenses 85th and 104. Okay. A total of 8 out of 11 NC State games this season have gone over the point total. East Carolina and its opponents have combined to go over the point total 7 out of 11 times this season. NC State
Love it.
games this season have gone over the contest total of 58 and a half 7 times. East Carolina combined its opponent score more than 58 and a half 7 of 12 times. Mike, it's
What's up,
easy
brother?
math. Granted, we got a couple guys out. Concepcion, somebody step up. It's a Power 5 team. Give me the over 58 and a half as well, Mike.
I
Go,
love it.
East Carolina.
I love it. All right, moving on. Again, probably one of the better games of the week in these bowl matchups before the New Year's. We got another ranked matchup bowl game here. We got BYU taking on Colorado. Colorado favored by 4. Total sitting at 54.5. BYU quarterback announced that he's coming back next year to play for BYU, so he will be playing in this one. On the flip side for Colorado, Shador Sanders going pro. Travis Hunter, Heisman winner, going pro, but they are going to play in this bowl game. They have a massive insurance policy taken out on them in this bowl game, so push comes to shove, they will be paid one way or another. Shout out to Navoski in the chat. What's up, brother? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. We got, needless to say here, I think there's going to be points, but I had a hard time figuring out how many. BYU has had a good defense for the majority of the year. They weren't hit too hard with the transfer portal. They were one of the teams that kind of had the least amount. So they should be a team to sort of focus on next year. Colorado on the flip side, everybody knows how they are with the transfer portal. It's like a revolving door. They also have a lot of guys trying to decide if they're going to go pro or not, if they're going to come back. A lot of changing pieces here. Ultimately, I'm going to go back to the barn. We're going to go with Colorado first half money line. One thing I know for sure in this one, they are going to play, and it's in the Alamo Dome in Texas. They're going to want to show out in this one. Couple things of note. If Colorado goes down at halftime and they're down by a good amount, you could write it off. Shador and Travis and some other guys, they will be benched. The younger guys will be played. Dion is not about to risk those guys getting hurt for this game if it's out of reach. I don't think it's going to get out of reach, but just something to note there. Also, Travis Hunter, if you didn't know, he's got some stuff going on in his personal life right now with relationships. So if his mental isn't right in this one, don't expect him to perform very well. I think he'll be able to shut out the noise, get it done during game time, focus on the draft, move forward. But it's something to be seen, something of note. BYU on the flip side, again, they're pretty consistent from where they are. I think they're going to find a way to score points in this one. I think the defense is going to find a way to get some stops. But I think Colorado is leading at halftime, so that's where I'm going. Colorado first half money line here. Dave, what do you got? Shout out to Gualo in the
So,
chat.
Wallow, yeah,
Buffalo fan. What's up, brother?
he's not going to
Thanks
be
for joining us.
he's not going to be happy with my pick here, but and I'll tell you, this one's normally, I'll be honest, it's a Colorado game. I'd say over because they do like to score the points, but I think there's a lot there's a lot of garbage out there that's flying around, and Mike mentioned a lot of that in his analysis of this particular game. BYU comes in at 10-2, Colorado's 9-3. When we look at the defenses, the Colorado defense ranked 37th, and the BYU defense is ranked 18th. And those are apples to apples because they're both in the Big 12. Okay. So that's one thing to think about when you're kind of absorbing what we've got here. So we got two really good defenses here. And I'm kind of the same mind. If things don't go right, things start getting shut down on the Colorado side. A couple of points to make, like Mike said, BYU's got Zippo in the portal. Colorado doesn't have a lot really in the portal. They got stuff coming in and all that craziness. They do have their number one tackler is in the portal, but other than that, I think they're going to be okay. But a couple of things of note: the final combined score of the past 3 BYU games has exceeded the set total 2 or 3 times. So we've gone over. The past 3 BYU games have averaged 5.5 fewer points than 49, which is the matchup or we're looking at 54 here. So they've been fewer than 49 points as of late. I just, and this one's just totally my gut. I usually don't go gut. I'm much more numbers driven, but my gut says this one's going to go under in this particular situation. Like I said, normally I'd pick over, but I'm going under just based off of gut in this game, Mike. Don't usually do it, but we're going to do it this time.
All right.
Under 54 and a half. Sorry, Gualo.
I like it. Hey, I'm with Gualo. First half, baby. Let's go Buffs. All right, last game of the week, or at least the show for us. We got 13 games. This is the 13th one. Louisiana Tech. Wow, that was country right there, brother. That's because we were bringing that Louisiana Tech right there. That Cajun came out.
Yeah.
They're the underdog in this one. 16.5 points. A lot of points again, Dave. A lot of points again. Total sitting at 44.5. This Army team has not been impressive as of late. Bryson Daly got hurt a couple weeks back, and he does not look like he is the same quarterback that was getting those Heisman votes earlier on in the year. I can't do it. Can't do it, Dave. Can't trust the Knights in this one. It's too many points. But I'm not going to take Louisiana Tech either. I'm going back to it. I'm taking the under 44.5. Yeah. Army's got a great defense. Louisiana Tech also has a pretty good defense. I think that with time to prepare for this one, for this Army offense and how Army has been playing, I think Army will get the win. You know, we talked about it earlier with these military academy teams when they play these bowl games. When they play these last games of their year, these senior days, they are a hard team to beat. They're focused. They want to do it for one another, for the guys that are by their side, seniors, guys that probably aren't going to be able to play football anymore moving forward. But 16.5 is a lot of points. A lot of points also for a team that wants to possess the ball, run the ball, get out of there with a win. Give me the under 44.5, Dave. What do you got?
I like it, Mike. I like the under for sure. But here's my ticket here. So Louisiana Tech, last team to get in the bowl race. They were 5-7. They were the last minute change due to Marshall not having enough players to play in the bowl game. Mike, I think Louisiana Tech is probably, you can look at their record, but then go look at the 16 players they have in the portal. Their number 2 quarterback, their number 1 sack guy, many others that are in the portal. The crappiest team and 16 in the portal, Mike, if they score 10 points, they'll be lucky with that Army defense. And I think Army's going to walk all over them. They got embarrassed by Navy. They're going to have something to prove. And I'm telling you, these guys don't play. And Daly is not going to go out on a sour note. He's going to go out kicking ass, taking names. This team is going to score somewhere between 30 and 40 points, and Louisiana Tech will be lucky to get 10, if that. So, Mike, give me Army and 16.5 points there. Boom.
Louisiana Tech, top 15 defense this year. Only giving up 20 points a game.
Mike,
Oh,
where did they
I don't
play?
know.
Where did they
I
play,
don't
Mike?
know.
Look at
I
who they
don't know.
played
We'll
there, my
see.
friend.
We'll see. We'll see.
I bet. Sad
All right, throwing up the recap here. We got 13 games this week. Once again, not our usual 12. We had to throw another one in there. But basically, all these games are going to be tomorrow, Friday the 27th, and Saturday the 28th. So something to look forward to there. As far as our next show, Dave, what are we doing? Are we doing because there's no games on Sunday.
No. No games on
Are there
Sunday.
games
There's
Monday?
no games on Monday. So
Perfect.
we're hitting it. We're hitting it hard on Monday with the last 13 games, including the 4 college football playoff teams, and that'll wrap us up for the year because somebody's going to be in Hawaii.
Well, I'm not going to be, so maybe it won't be the last one of the year. So we'll see. We'll see how it's going.
All right.
Kansas State also, I just like to note, they won the game. They pulled it out against Rutgers 44-41 in a shootout. Didn't get the cover. Kansas State did not get the cover, but
shit.
Yeah, you had Kansas State, I think.
Damn, so
like
they
minus
won
6.
7.
And
what was the score?
I had the under. 44-41.
44-41. Damn it.
Yep.
So both of us lost.
And last one of the night is Arkansas State and Bowling Green, which I will not be watching.
So that put us in. We're still at
chalk that one up.
11-5. Yeah, 11-5 and 10-6. Still damn good in bowl country so far. And we do want to thank everyone for being on the chat. In the chat, Wallow, nice to meet you, sir. Appreciate you jumping on. Hopefully you'll be back next Monday. Be looking for us. Hopefully you've liked, you subscribed, and all that kind of good stuff. We appreciate everyone that's been here. Merry Christmas, and we look forward to seeing everybody at least Monday and thereafter for the next slate of games. And I can't say go Gators, but I can say the Gators kick some Tulane Green Wave ass, and we'll see how Mike's Miami Hurricanes do on Saturday.
Go Canes, baby. Last game with Cam Ward. It's been a great ride. Great ride.
It has. You got to find
best quarterback we've had in
25
years.
It is.
They're gone. Yeah, we don't. There's none left. It's a wrap. It's a wrap on that. Mendoza, the Cal quarterback, he's gone to Indiana, Washington State. We talked about Mateer. He's gone. You know who I do want?
And raised. Don't forget.
I want Kyron Drones from Vatech. That's who I want.
All these guys that are playing in the playoffs and playing in bowls now, granted, the 28th, 2 days from now, is the last time they can declare, but there's going to be some surprises. You watch. Because the guys that are playing the playoffs,
quarterback-wise,
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know about quarterback-wise.
We'll see. There's going to be some
unless that kid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? I'll give you my.
I'm trying to think about where it would be possible. It's not.
Who do you want?
Nah, not going down.
You guys will talk somebody into not going. Yeah, you know what about our boy from Texas?
Oh, Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if they come back with the draft grade that's not quite what they're looking for,
would happen?
You never know. And Quinn Ewers, if he leaves Texas, Arch Manning is next man up. They've already announced it. They're not going to take
that's
Quinn
not
Ewers
a
back.
problem
They're not going to lose Arch. So, yeah, Quinn Ewers would need to find
Mark
a new
my
new home.
words. That's probably it right there. My gut's telling me Miami's going to get their boy.
I don't think so.
What?
If I'm Quinn Ewers, I'm going to Georgia. If I had to, I'm transferring to Georgia. If I'm Quinn Ewers, absolutely. With that defense, that's all you need. You just need a game manager. Go get you a ring. Go get your Heisman.
Any sidearm thing, I don't know. You're not a huge fan of him, but you take him in a minute.
I'd make it happen. Make sure to also check out shopcya.com. Make sure to check it out up there. Also, Gator Dave, shout out. Where you at? Back at 500. I see you over there, sir. I see.
Finally, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. We'll keep that rolling.
Love it.
Much better than the big soothsayers. Loving it.
That's right.
Loving it. Mike, have a good week.
Sign off
we'll
for the
see
night.
you on Monday.
Good luck to everybody.
Go Gators.